Northern Uganda has been racked by nearly 20 years of armed conflict that forced some 2 million people into squalid camps. Since the fragile peace process began in 2006, many have returned home but are struggling without the resources to rebuild their lives. With funding from the Comic Relief, VSO, in partnership with ACFODE, ANPPCAN and ACFODE is implementing an 18-month pilot project in Acholi, Gulu District and Lango, Apache District sub-regions in northern Uganda titled Nurturing the Young Trees to Make a Thick Forest, Protecting and Empowering Children and Youth in northern Uganda. With the 4 organizations in partnership, each of them has been handling different components.
So I think we've all brought something very unique to this, and obviously VSO have brought international volunteers who've helped with sort of linkages in terms of the alternatives to corporal punishment and sort of like bringing some expertise externally into that, and also helping to bring the district education into areas of child protection as well. And then on the M&E side, then obviously one of our volunteers has played quite a key role there, which I think is critical, like across the partnership and the project as well. And I think that's something that all the partners, including VSO, have learnt from and sort of embedded some of those practices into our own standard working methods.
ANPPCAN focusing on increasing greater awareness, accesses to and better management of child protection services. The expected short-term outcome being to increase the number of abuse cases reported and being addressed through the referral system.
Looking at the target that we have, as ANPPCAN, we're working with children. ACFODE are handling child mothers. ACFODE are working with the youth. But when you look at these target groups, all these people are related in a way.
Initially, when we moved, when we opened our office here, cases were not being reported. Most of the cases being reported were directly to police. But after the awareness raising that we did in the community, the sensitizations, we realized that clients started reporting cases directly to our office. We had a number of clients that walked in office to report cases. And on top of that, we also have, due to the awareness raising that we did, we got calls from the sub-counties to always go and train other structures on the ground. And because of this, we were able to train the child protection committees who are currently monitoring the situation of children in their communities in the 2 sub-counties.
Training the anu konyowa iyo mapul. Me achien wa take a referral letter ma bene konyowa makawa no cases mo kene wa referring ane kamane ane chiaro no konyo mane ma meta ne benge kome. Me ario ole omeru ngej ma megwa ma ole watiki ngej mal na malok loy ma chan metich ma ole ke nen per moti me charo de fileman ge wangi ka kwamia wachwa leo yor
tie babano pa cholo school fees now no mia ana yen chen ka chol a yen chen chalo dog ke fuge na ana yen cha bien tu kare.
I am happy that after the trainings, the confession is that their eyes were open, because in the provision there is alternative to corporal punishment, which they appreciated, which most teachers were not using it, and for them they thought it would not be effective.
Really, I need to request you people to be more close to the parents. Some of the parents need more to be done to them. A lot. Parents whose mind is open, they know the value of the girl to be at school or their children to be at school. But like others who have not known, really they need a lot from you and from the teachers. Not only the teachers, more especially you. Because most of these people, when they talk about like non-governmental organization, they hear more than like the teachers. They value it more than the teachers.
We have had several trainings with police, refresher trainings with the child protection committees called CPCs. We've had trainings with the community leaders, seminars with community leaders, elders, parents, religious leaders, still on child protection issues. It has really created awareness, and as we talk now, there's a lot of improvement in the cases being reported as in ANPPCAN Apache here.
While ACFODE is implementing improved access to sustainable alternative livelihood opportunities, 40 child mothers and 30 youth affected with conflict are expected to have improved access to sustainable alternative livelihood opportunities.
As ACFODE, we are supporting 40 child mothers, both in Gulu and Apache, and out of 40, at least, I may put it in a percentage, at least 98% are implementing or they are carrying out different income generating activities. The partnership approach for this project has been very instrumental and unique to the extent that I can do ANPPCAN or ACFODE or VSO work much as I'm not a staff of that particular organization. The whole thing is we have been so closely working together, we have been so open to each other. We have done or implemented this project as a family. You know, that this approach has been like one of its kind.
Project ano konya, piana pe kiket kaya moi ken na raw tim no pare. Piani ina wi Uganda wani an ka chene pe chi. No wa cha gi mo no ter. Chi ter no bien do. O mi akero.
Some of the child mothers we have interviewed, actually a majority of them, they can easily confess that with the intervention of ACFODE and comic relief, they are now able to meet most of their basic requirements at home.
Miangeo kire kom balancing chene na kati business na kiti ngeo kire kom making budget mego budget e mana will ke de mana will ke kiti atebe kom orte dong
Mbinu kwanye kano to shoya ela ka to kumi wa balo to wata patch to tero wa patch ana to me wa chene no te per konyo kwana pek mago no te adwa ta te per konyo yo pola.
Okay, when we are selecting child mothers to benefit from the project, one of the criteria which we used is that in the town council we have 2 parishes or 2 wards, East and Western ward, and in most cases we are concerned about equity in these wards. And as gatekeepers in the wards, we use the LCs to help us to identify child mothers within their areas and those ones who are really critically vulnerable, because as you know, resources are always limited. We cannot support all of them.
Participation and governance issues for youth, children and child mothers is being handled by ACFODE. The expected short-term outcome is to increase capacity of the youth and child mothers to exercise their rights to engage in dialogue with local communities, district-level policy and decision makers in matters that affect their lives.
The main challenge I would refer to is in regard to the involvement of different stakeholders. For instance, the government officials, they are key in executing this, and many times they are busy. They have a lot of programs that take them away, so it makes it difficult for us for them to be part of our engagement, and even for the youth to engage with them. So you find they are a bit of fluid. However, sometimes also in the communities we find the challenges of mobilizing the communities, the youth, to come for the meetings, and this is something that has been identified over time, that the youth involvement, the youth participation in meetings, in activities, is quite challenging. They don't come, and when they come, they don't want to contribute, and they don't take long. So bringing them together and having them there has been a bit of a challenge. But with time, we have managed to build consensus, to build that working relation, to build the rapport And when they hear ACFODE has called for a meeting, they know what it means. When they hear comic relief project is coming, they know what it means. So we have built that kind of relationship and rapport with the youth that we have worked with, and the relationship is quite good, such that even when we call them for meetings, they know what they expect and they turn up.
As a youth representative, I have also to say that I'm very proud, because I'm trying very much to see that I help even other fellow youths. First of all, the first skill I've acquired is skill of communication. Just as they train us to become a good leader in future. So I'm now speak while I'm very confident of myself. So that is the first skill. Secondly, I know how to speak when I'm speaking to the public. And thirdly, when you are speaking, you must speak something which is realistic.
Yes, we had not earlier on worked together with the different organizations, VSO, ACFODE, and ANPPCAN, but we found it so interesting and worthwhile in that the relationship and the linkage between the child rights issues and the youth are so interlinked, in that if the children are not well protected and nurtured, they cannot grow up into responsible youth that we are looking forward to mentor. And in that way, we have built that synergy, the collaboration, and even the working has been building into one another's. And we have also been able to learn from each other's program area. For instance, the child rights issues, these are human rights issues, and they cannot be detached from the youth issues. So when the children's rights are protected, we know the youth will be responsible and well-protected people.
To me now, I can stand and talk to any person. I can talk in any forum, I can do everything. But what was I used to do before? I used to know that if there are big people, you and me, youth councillor, should not talk over them. But at least now I can talk whenever I have any forum. I can talk and bring issues of the youth and issues of the community. That is the art of public speaking.
We are all different in nature. For example, VSO is an international organization, and so is ACFODE. ANPPCAN is a regional organization with a chapter in Uganda, whereas ACFODE is a local indigenous organization. So to me, that perspective helped us to come together, because I knew that we would be able to learn from each other, supplement on each other's efforts. One of the challenges, of course, is that the partnership was new. The members had different mandates, different backgrounds, and therefore there was time lag in trying to understand and appreciate each other's approaches to work. The beneficiaries have been able to tell changes in their lives. For example, we know that the youth that ACFODE worked with have been able to engage different policy makers. They are able to monitor different policy and programs that are implemented in their districts. But they have also been able to form saving groups, and so is ANPPCAN's intervention. ANPPCAN has been able to help the children learn and know the different forms of abuse of their rights, but also they have been able to put in place and share the strategies of addressing issues of child abuse. While ACFODE has been able to help the child mothers with entrepreneurship skills, and they have also helped them to establish income generating activities. As for VSO, they have been able to play that coordination role. We have had trainings in monitoring and evaluation organized and spearheaded by VSO. We have also had trainings on management of volunteers, still organized by VSO. So to me, that is very key when it comes to the achievements of the project. It is a pilot one, but I'm sure if we are to continue, there would be more achievements that we'll be talking about.